Good morning and welcome to another series, another episode of the Vision Alignment Show, where we all understand how important it is to realize that we all have blindness in our lives. If we can understand that blindness and understand those blind spots and where they come from, then we're going to be so much better off. So it's more about taking those blinders off at times and putting those blinders on at times. When you put those blinders on, we all can focus on our vision. And if we focus on our vision and ensure that our vision is aligned with our core beliefs, our core strengths, then we're going to be much more happy, much more successful, and much better at what we do. Somebody that's very good at what she does is somebody that's going to be joining us today. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest, Miss Kelly Robinson. Hey!
Hi, Brian.
Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's so great to have you on. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that.
Happy to be here.
Kelly, tell me, when is your first recollection of knowing your vision?
So I probably have a lot of visions, but knowing my vision about my work, this company, this entrepreneurship journey that I'm on, was the day that I was fired on a phone call at 9:30 on a Friday morning. I was a managing partner of another company, and she called for a scheduled phone call at 9:30, and she just said, "We have to eliminate your position." And I'd been running the company for 13 years, so I wasn't challenged anymore. And so this was it was like a death it's like a trauma, right? It's a major trauma after 13 years.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And that was immediately I was like, you know what? I'm starting my own company. That was it.
Awesome. If you want to hear more, stay right there. Wow. What a story, Kelly. How long ago did that happen?
So that was 2019 February.
Wow.
So a little over 2 years ago. And I did literally, that was on a Friday. And on that Monday, that was it. I went, I got my name, I did all of that.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. And for all the people that are out there listening, please put in your timeline a picture of you winking. And when you wink, and Kelly has winked with me as well, but when you wink, I want you to be thinking, how important it is to understand what makes you unique. So I know what makes me unique, and it's not my eye. What makes me unique is my unique positive personality, and I love sharing that story with other people in order to make their lives better. So that's where it all happens, is once you understand what makes you unique, then you will know how to serve other people. And that is really the best thing that we all can do, because that is where true happiness comes from. Right. But also if you're listening, put in the hashtag live and let us know where you're coming in from. That would be helpful. And then if you're listening on replay, put in a hashtag replay. And again, let us know where you're coming in from. And then what else? I want to make sure, you share the video out with as many people as you can, because that makes this community much larger. So thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Wow. A lot of stuff going on this morning. Thank you so much for being on, Kelly. And thank you for your story. Tell us a little bit more about your story, if you would, please.
Yeah. So what's interesting is I knew the vision, that moment, I knew the vision was to start my own company. So the type of company that I had is no longer the vision that I have and what I'm actually doing. So I am doing part of it, but I'll explain. So I started my company as a recruiting training company. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to train talent acquisition teams and leaders, whether it's in groups or one-on-one, about recruiting and best practices, because there's a lot of recruiters that could use some support and some professional development. And sometimes they learn from people that are in HR, but are not recruiting experts. And so that makes it difficult for them to get better as a recruiting practitioner. And so I started that. I'm still doing that. But what I realized was that really is my passion, but it is not what people want to really kind of invest in. So I'm still doing that. And I now have a coaching program as well for more senior level recruiters, mid-senior, and leadership within the recruiting field. And I do the training program as well for junior and mid-level. And I have people in both programs right now. But what happened was everyone kept saying, well, are you a recruiting company? Can you do my recruiting? And I kept saying, well, no, I'm not. That's not what I do anymore. I'm not in recruiting because that's what I did for, 20 years. And finally I had one of my mentors said, Kelly, just say yes and figure it out. And if you don't want to do it, we'll find other people to do it. Because I didn't want to get bogged down in recruiting and still want to do my coaching and training. And that's exactly what I did. And today we are, top heavy. We're a recruiting firm. I get to do my passion though on the other programs. And I have a beautiful, amazing team to do the recruiting.
Awesome. So what do you find more of what people want to pay for? And by the way, we've got some people on, so I need to make sure that we recognize them first. So there's a LinkedIn user, and we can't see your name. So if you would let us know your name, that would be really helpful. But yes, 10 years since you did the same thing and still standing. I love that. That's so cool. And from Cincinnati, Ohio. So yeah, just let us know your name. That'd be great. Thank you. And thank you for all the other people that are on. So this is phenomenal. Oh, and there, my old friend, Kenny Mayberry. Kenny, thank you so much. He's awesome. He's a great guy. And just good to have him on. So thank you for
picture is cute.
His what?
His little picture. Oh, hi there. That's really cute. You know what, Brian? When there's no picture, it's because and then when they don't have a name, it just says LinkedIn user. It's their settings that don't allow whoever they're not connected to see the picture. So it's someone that's not a first connection, and so they block. So it ends up not helping them when they're on a live. So they can unblock it and maybe block it again. It's a setting. So
okay, cool. Well, good. I'm sorry. I had asked you a question. I think I forget where we left off.
You were asking about what people want to pay for. They will pay for recruiting help and support. Mm-hmm. And they'll also pay, if it's the right people, they'll pay for coaching and training for the recruiters. I personally believe that retention, retaining talent starts in recruiting. And it takes a village, because it's not just the recruiters, but it's also hiring managers, it's HR, it's onboarding, it's training. But if the message on what's working and what's not working, which is all measured by HR and the hiring managers, and it's either, detailed metrics or it's anecdotal, if that stuff doesn't get back to the recruiters, we can't help with retention. But if there's heavy communication, we can help with retention. So I'd love to see more people really invest in their front line. The front line to the world is, and the front line of their brand is their recruiting team.
You mentioned your own company, and your own company is Panna? Sorry,
Panna knows. Yeah, Panna knows. It's okay. We even practiced this, but everyone, so it's Panna knows, but everyone says Panna, which is why I just did a DBA for PKR. So Panna recruiting PKR. And now everyone just says PKR, which is great. Either one's fine.
What is Panna?
So Panna is an Indian Sanskrit language And Panna means wisdom. So, sorry, Panna is not the language, but in the Indian Sanskrit language, it means wisdom. And wisdom means learning through experience. So instead of just starting a business and doing the same thing that everyone's always done, that doesn't always work, I decided to take what I learned and figure out how to do it better and differently and really do what people like and want. Frontline of the brand is recruiting team. Yes, that's right.
Awesome. Very cool.
Right. That's right. And the recruiters need to be armed with the information, and they need to know how to present the brand to the world, and they need to know how to attract the right talent, because it's all about the right talent. You can have an amazing product and service, but if you don't have the right talent, you're not going to go and you can't scale. It doesn't work.
Right. Yeah, well, that's good advice, and good to know. So those things, they seem obvious, but they're not obvious.
They're not.
Yeah.
Nope. And everyone wants to talk about turnover, but they're not investing in the right places. They're happy to invest in training and coaching for all the rest of the departments of the company, but not a whole lot in recruiting and HR, I find, unfortunately.
So what would you say is the biggest factor in your success?
My intention. So I set my intention for the year, and then what I do every day needs to benefit and work towards that intention. So my intention this year is a lot of growth. We'll say that it's more than 4 times last year's revenue. Yeah. So we're there. We're getting there. We're there. Really? Yeah, Q1 we already exceeded our revenue from all of last year, which was a good year for us.
That's amazing.
It was a good year. It was just we had 2 months of nothing for COVID, but that's it.
Yeah.
So my intention every day is on growth and sales, and so that's it. Everything that I do has to somehow be relevant to that, or I don't do it.
Wow. That's great. So you've already exceeded your number for the year for last year in the first quarter. Absolutely amazing. So you must have added a lot of people.
We have. So I'm just now starting to hire employees. That's really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing on, I used to have mostly independent contractors, 1099. Now I have a handful of employees and pay benefits, 75% of their benefits too. IBC, which is a great program, healthcare, vision, and dental. And so I'm really excited to be able to offer that, because that's amazing. Most small companies don't offer that until, it takes a long time, but it works within our budget. It works great. And our team's really, really happy with that. And they see the growth, and they see that there's a lot of intention in how they're treated by me and PKR. And I would venture a guess. I don't even know if it's a guess, because they say it all the time, that they love that. They love that we take them into account first. They decided what benefits they wanted. I had them pick pick if they wanted me to pay for them. They helped with the percentage, because it'll affect other things that they get throughout the year, bonuses and things like that. And so I have them be a part of it. That's huge. That's big.
Huge. That is huge. That must allow you to attract. What's that?
I take them on vacation too. We do stuff together. It's nice. It's nice. This year I'll have a bigger group, but they love that stuff.
Where will you go on vacation?
I don't know. Last year we went to Dewey Beach. We'll figure it out. And we also are starting I can't remember what we called it, but it might be like a self-care day where we go every 3 months or so, like once a quarter, we'll go for a day together to do something, whether it's like dinner in the city or massages or whatever. So we're, or we could just go exercise together, whatever. We're going to start doing things like that too. We have our first one scheduled. I think it's May 14th. I think it's a Friday, May 14th. So we're focused on those things because that's what keeps people productive and happy.
Wow. And I wish that I lived closer to Philadelphia so I could be on your team.
You're funny. Oh my gosh, you're funny. You've got a good thing going there.
Well, yeah. So how does that make you feel, being able to do that?
It feels amazing. It's through COVID, even though everything went on hold. What was amazing to me was that I realized after the fact that I never had a lack of confidence. I never had a drop in like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? And if I did, it was only a second. I always felt like, and I still do feel like I am going to meet my goals and my vision, the constant visions, right? Because it changes. Mm-hmm. There's no lack of confidence, and not from like a egocentric standpoint. Just like, I know I'm going to do this. I have the right team in place. I have the right coaches. I have the right support from, my son, my friends, my ex-husband. So I just feel like I have all of that. Like it's aligned.
That is impressive. So tell me, there must be some obstacles or challenges that you're still trying to overcome. What are they?
There are a lot. I'm when it comes to business development, it's me. So I'm looking at ways to expand that. I have a lot of support in the way of people behind me helping with my brand, but it's just me. So those are some things that I'm exploring. How do I duplicate myself there? I've already duplicated myself on the service delivery side with my partner, Nicole, who's amazing. So I feel very lucky, and we're working on getting her up to speed. She's phenomenal. She's been with me since July, and I've seen so much growth. So I think the business development for me is the biggest challenge because there's only one of me.
Yeah. There's another friend on, Abby Curran. She's a great friend. So yeah, I could tell you stories about all the people that are on. So it's a great community that we have here. So just looking forward to making it better. And I think that what you're doing is phenomenal in terms of making work environments better. And you're really setting the bar very high.
Yeah, I trademarked the word Unculture. It's actually the Unculture. Mm-hmm. And everyone talks about culture, and when everyone talks about culture, they talk about drinking the Kool-Aid, fitting into our culture. Here's our culture. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. So I believe that companies have certain attributes and certain values that they're looking for, but that doesn't make their culture. The people make their culture. And it's not them fitting into your little box of what the culture is. It's the employer fitting into them, or at least meeting them. So, for example, let's say I had an office and you said, you're my employee, and you said, well, Kelly, I really need to be home on like Wednesdays and Fridays for my son. Okay, great. If that's what you want to do. If that makes you productive, go do it. That's the Unculture is like, not like, here's my rules and my boundaries. It's like, what do you need, Brian? What do you need to be successful? Do you need this? Do you need, fine. I don't care. As long as you're, comfortable, you're productive, and you're happy, it's all that matters.
Right.
When your team is happy, your clients are happy. So I focus on my team, and people say that all the time, but they don't really do it. Right. If you interview any of my team, they'll tell you that that's truly the focus.
Wow, that's great. Anybody on this video or anybody on this commenting, whatever, share this video out with as many people again as you can think of, because we've got some really good gems coming here. Things that I've never experienced before, and a lot of people haven't never experienced before. So share this video out. That would be great. Thank you. And Abby Curran, she loves this. So she's awesome.
Hi, Abby.
Thank you.
I hope we're connected. If not, we should connect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. So tell me, how do you do this? What do you do to get crystal clear on what it is you want to do?
Well, there's a lot of things. Like, I don't do it by myself. I'll tell you that. That is for sure. So I have coaches, which is really helpful. Hi, Ken. Thanks. Yeah. That's really nice. Kenny, you called him, right? Is he a friend of yours? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. We should connect, Kenny.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you don't do it by yourself. What else?
I don't. So I have coaches. So I have different types of coaches. So in the beginning of the year, I hired Heather Monahan, who's a coach. Mm-hmm. She was amazing with helping me to build the sales strategy. So when I met her, I went to, I believe wholeheartedly in self-care, and we can certainly talk about that if you want. But for me, it took me a long time to get there in my life. I just turned last Thursday. I just turned 45.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So it just took me a very long time to get there. But I do think it does take people a long time, and sometimes they don't get there. Mm-hmm. And I had all these traumas, and I finally was like, I need to focus on myself, because I know if I take care of myself, I take care of everyone else around me in a better way. And they can feel that and see that, especially my son. So I went to, in January, December, I decided that I was going to go in January to Miami for a self-care trip for a week. I'd never traveled alone, other than to the beach for a few days. So I went, and while I was planning my trip, I thought to myself, I'm going to take a day of planning for the year. And now, mind you, it's like, I'm saying I'm going to do this the first week in January. So I'm already behind, but I'm trying to figure this out. So I'm like, I'm going to take a full day and maybe 2 days. And I thought, let me find someone to kind of help me facilitate this 2-day session. Let me find someone who's been an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. I was trying to avoid a coach because I really wanted to make sure it was someone that had done this multiple times and sold and was, successful. So I start trying to find someone before I go. And I get on LinkedIn, and I thought to myself, I wonder who I know in Miami. So when I'm there, I meet so many people on LinkedIn. Maybe I'll meet someone that I know. So I went into LinkedIn. The first person that comes up is Heather Monahan. Now she's someone that she's I have her book somewhere. She's phenomenal. So I've been following her for probably 2 years, and she's just a superstar. We have a very similar story. Single mother, she got fired, same reason, intimidated. The CEO's intimidated. Just a great egg. So I called, and I messaged her through LinkedIn, and I said, will you coach me for a day or two? And she said, well, here's how my program works. It's a full month, blah, 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 but I'll meet you face to face while you're here. So long story short, I got to meet her, which is awesome because she's a big motivator for me. So really? All of January, we spent time planning. What is the sales strategy going to be for the year? So when she met me, she goes, what's your revenue number for the year? I go, I don't know. She goes, well, what did you do last year? And I told her, and she said, well, what was your goal? And my goal was just under what we did. And she goes, well, how did you come to your goal? And I said, Oh, I just said, here's a dart, and I just said, that looks good. All right. And then she goes, and you exceeded it without a plan. And I said, yeah. And she's like, well, what if you had a plan? She said to me, you will do that amount or more in 90 days if you make a plan. And I did.
Awesome.
It's all about intention. So she's one person that's really been helpful to me. I also have a coach named Jared Greer Method. He's phenomenal. He's a leadership coach, and he works with my partner, Nicole, and I. And then I also have another coach, Scotty Schindler, who's in Australia. I don't know if you know Scotty. He's phenomenal. So they're all different. They do different types of coaching.
Yeah. What does Scotty do?
Scotty has a system that he has developed called System 1357. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he built and sold a company. I feel like it was called Renet or something. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But he built and sold a company in Australia that was highly successful. And then he took some time off. And then what he did was he tried to take time off anyway. I don't know that he really got to take all that time off, but he's got a lot of drive and energy. And what he did was he learned all of these things through becoming an entrepreneur, growing businesses, starting businesses, blah, blah, blah. So what he did was he put together all the things that he learned. He trademarked and he created little training videos. So System 1357, anyone can join, and it's free. And you can sign up and you get his little programs. And I love the training programs because they're really, they're short, they're quick, they're simple. They're not all fluffy. It's just him talking. And it's exactly, they're real. Like, they're simple things you can put into practice. So he also does coaching. So you can hire him to be a coach. And the way that he does it with me is totally different than anyone else, which is great. They're all really different. What he did was he said, I want you to pick 3 things that you want to have done by the end of 2022. And when we talk, we'll talk about what you're doing is more of an accountability partner.
Yeah.
And he gives me ideas, and he supports me. I have an event coming up on May 12th. It's called My Vibe. And it's a virtual advisory board that I have. It's a group of entrepreneurs and executives. And we're having an event called My Vibe, which is a virtual inspiration from badass entrepreneurs. I hope you don't mind that. But
that's okay.
So that's Vibe. So we're doing that on March 12th. And it's going to be virtual. And Scotty's been so instrumental with like allowing me to use his system. Like, he's really supporting me because, you know, one of my goals is doing more of this kind of stuff, right? The speaking. And so he was like, well, let me support you with the event then. He's phenomenal. So he's in Australia. So the time we talk is like these, you know, odd times because he's also a professional surfer. Oh, yeah. So he surfs every morning.
Wow.
So when he has calls with me, it's usually like 5 p.m. my time. And so for him, it's like, you know, 9 or something like that in the morning. So he surfs a little bit later, or he'll surf earlier when he talks to me because it's he's got a lot of clients in the US. So I'm sure he does it all the time. But yeah, he's phenomenal. So it's just the different type of coaching.
Yeah. I get that from so many people, and I hope others on this call are really getting that as well. You've got to have a coach. You've got to, I mean, I have speech coaches, I have business coaches, I have like Kelly here. So I think that's an important theme to understand as you go throughout your career and your life, is that you need to have a coach to help you. So that's important.
Coaches have coaches.
Yes. Right.
Yes, they do. And what's interesting is you get different things from I see the different styles are amazing. And so, you know, my goal is to keep trying new coaches. Yeah. Which is fun. So, and I might come back to another one, but like our leadership coach is someone that we really love, my partner and I. So we'll keep him. Sorry, Jared.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to try I want people to challenge me in a different way because I need a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's phenomenal.
I don't know what I don't know.
I cannot believe it, but we are way past our time already.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. That's me.
Time has flown by. No. Don't apologize. I love it. Would you come back someday?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in the green room, and I would let you go to the green room, and you can hang out there for a little bit, and then I will come there after I close out the show, and we'll talk a little bit more, if you would,
Perfect.
please.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Kelly. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. What a great interview. What a great discussion with Kelly. Kelly Robinson is really doing a great job, and just so much there that we can learn from. And I'm looking forward to having her back. So we've got more great shows coming up at the end of the week. Today is Tuesday, right? So Wednesday I'm going to come on and talk about our what we have going on. So I'm not going to be specific about it. Hopefully you can join us for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then on Thursday, we have Dave Kemperton coming back. So Dave is a phenomenal resource and just a heck of a guy. So he's going to come on Thursday. Friday, we have big shows. So we have the Vision Alignment Show at 10 o'clock, and that'll be with Andrew Davis. Andrew Davis comes to us from Heroic Public Speaking. So he is affiliated with Michael and Amy Port. Phenomenal people, phenomenal resources to go to understand how you can speak better, how you can use technology better, all of that. There's so much there that we can talk about. So, and then at 11:30, we're going to have Greg Zini on. And Greg Zini is the leader for the Worthington House, Alzheimer's Worthington House of Columbus. So there's a different name for it than that, but I'm just really looking forward to having all of those people on. So there's so much goodness that is coming from all that. But yes, and there's some people here that are saying good things. So awesome. Yeah. Good coaching and training. Thank you very much for joining us, and bye-bye. Yes, thank you. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much. And as always, keep one eye on the road.